Hi everyone, it's Tawny. Today I'm just going to be doing a typical get ready with me. I have a couple new products, but the majority of what I'm trying out is stuff that like I've had a while. I haven't really been purchasing a whole lot of makeup, so it's been kind of hard for me to film like trying new makeup videos or any kind of like haul video or anything like that because I honestly don't have any of those products. I haven't been really getting a whole lot. I've gotten some stuff like here and there, but really my collection is just kind of like what I got. So I think this video will just be kind of like exploring what I got and then we'll go from there. I recently got the L'Oreal Sublime Bronze Self-Tanning Facial Drops. I bought this and I tried it out last week. I forget what day it was. And then like a couple hours later, I looked down at my hands and they're like, from doing this motion, there was like lines on the sides of my hands where I had stained them because I didn't realize that like it stains. And I guess that's like the point of what you put on your face, like it's supposed to stain. And it never occurred to me, even with the warning that wash your hands once you get done applying it. Okay, now that I've picked that up off the floor after we like threw it, I literally did not mean to do that. And then it happened and I was like, well, you did it. It happened. I curled my hair, as I said in my vlog video that I filmed earlier, and I sprayed it. So I think now it's in that weird, like, it feels weird and you almost like can't touch it kind of a phase. It didn't stay very curl. Okay, don't believe this curl because it's not that much of a curl. It is not that curled, believe me. It's like wavy and like it doesn't look bad, but it's not the curl that I wanted. I curled it last night and then put setting spray on and then realized I'd have to brush my hair in the morning because I sleep with my hair like down. I don't put it up in any way. And I know I should, but I don't. But I woke up this morning and I was like, crap, I brush my hair. I don't comb my hair because that's not happening to my head. So then I combed it and then recurled it and resprayed it with both my heat protectant and my like hairspray. And it curled okay this morning, not great, but not terrible. And then I get to work and I'm like, well, this isn't the curl that I asked for. This isn't what I wanted. And my coworker said it looked fine, but I think okay, I just sunscreened my lip. That's nice. I guess you can never be too careful. And I'm just going to stay inside most of the rest of the afternoon. I might go outside to check on my plants because they weren't doing so hot when I saw them this morning. I think I used too much of this primer because my face is feeling abnormally wet. And I did let my mineral sunscreen dry down for like a minute. I never give it as much time as I probably should, but I give it enough time that it dries. But this primer just feels like it's doing something weird. I don't know. I don't want to have a bad makeup day today. I want to look pretty. Okay, so that looks fine. All right, it doesn't look too bad. All right. So for foundation, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover foundation with an SPF of 50. And I have not been using this one a whole lot lately. I've used it a good bit, but I haven't used it lately. The Physicians Formula Healthy, I don't think it's elixir, but healthy foundation. That's like one of my favorite foundations ever. Like if I want to look nice and just have like a fresh look, that's the foundation I gravitate toward. And I know there's plenty of other fresh foundations, but that one, I'm just dropping everything today. But that one is just like, it just has my heart. Like I just keep going back to it. And you know, when you like have it in your mind that a product's good and you like keep thinking about it, that's when you know that you like really like it. Like you're really enjoying the product. Because I've had products that like I'll forget about and be like, oh my gosh, I should have got that out. I should have used that. I wish I would have remembered I had that. And like, I feel bad because it's always like good products that I do that to. Never stuff that's like mediocre. It's always actually good stuff. But it's just stuff that like, for some reason, it just didn't entertain me enough to like keep my attention, to like keep me using it a lot. And I feel bad whenever how that happens to products. And like, especially when you get a new product And like, I hate to be the person that says like first impressions are everything, but honestly, if I have a product and it doesn't wow me like right away, it's usually like a goner. This foundation I had bought in a different shade and I hated it. I thought it was too light. I just didn't like it. And I don't know why I got it in the wrong shade. And that just like ruined it for me, honestly. I didn't like the way it looked on my skin. I thought it looked weird. I thought it was like, the color, because it was too light, gave off this weird like patchiness on my skin that like a foundation that's your shade or darker wouldn't give off. And like Raw Beauty Christie's talked about this a lot on her channel, so I'm really glad that like I'm not alone in thinking this way, because then it makes me feel better about like shopping dark. I started buying dark because I was too dumb to figure out my shade. Then once I figured out my shade, I realized that sometimes if it's too light but it still works, it just doesn't work well with me. So I was kind of like, maybe I should go a little deeper. But 112 is my shade in Maybelline. So like, I don't know why I didn't start with that shade to begin with. But I'm there now. And I really like this foundation. Like, I kept seeing all these like oily people, like people that have oily skin tones that I follow here on YouTube that like talked about it. And I was like, I would like this. Why do I not like this? Like, one of the people that recommended it, I sometimes like it, sometimes don't. And I was like, maybe one of these, like, this is like one of the times that's like a not. But everything she talked about, like the points about the product, like it was full coverage. It was like a fresh wearing foundation. It wasn't heavy, but it covered everything. Like everything about it was like what I wanted in a foundation. But for some reason, I just like didn't vibe with it. And I was like, I want to vibe with this. So I tried it again and I was like, this is pretty good. Next up is the KVD Vegan Beauty Good Apple Concealer. Did not say foundation, I said concealer. This is like one of my favorite concealers now. I really like the Jeffree Star Cosmetics concealer, but because I don't shop from him anymore, I feel weird using it. So I haven't touched it in like a hot minute. Like, I'm talking years. I probably should just throw it away, but like the packaging is really cute. And I'm like, I already spent my money on it. I might as well just like keep it, enjoy it. Instead of using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I use this one, because I feel better about KVD Vegan Beauty than I do about Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I have the Huda Beauty Tantor. I have this in the shade Fair. Let me tell you, I have not used this in quite a while. I think I used it once, which is why it looks like this. But I want to use it. I want to give it a shot. I want to try it out. I want to like use some of the products in my collection, especially since I spent the money on this. I feel like I need to get it. Does anybody else hate that their cream products like collect goop? Like, I feel like it's collecting all the hairs and stuff that are on my brush, all the dust in the air, just like sucks right in there, which to me honestly is kind of a turnoff on using cream products. And I also got the Makeup Revolution one, the cream bronzer. I got mine in the shade Light, and I honestly kind of like, they kind of seem like they're kind of similar. So if you're looking for a cheap, kind of sort of a dupe, I don't know if it's an exact dupe, but if you're kind of looking for something similar to this and you don't want to spend the money for Huda, or you don't like Huda, or you don't go to Sephora or whatever, I would definitely recommend checking that out, because like it's not a bad bronzer and I don't hate it. So it's something worth trying. This is like really nice. This is what I want out of a bronzer. I feel like I need to get bronzers that lean cool, because I always want my bronzer to contour, and that's not the point of the bronzer. So I feel like I need to get a bronzer that's like lighter, so I can do the same, like I can contour like I think I am, you know what I mean? Because like this is not a contour shade in my opinion, even though it like may seem like it, but it's really not. It's really just a bronzer, but like I want it to contour my face, you know? I'm looking incredibly, like, not totally orange. It's picking up more orange on camera, but it's like in real life, not orange enough for me to hate it. Just orange enough for me to be a little confused, maybe. This brush is like, stretching this product, man, this is good. This is the EcoTools Stippling Sheer Brush. And I kind of like this. This is what I always use for my cream contour bronzer products, because I just feel like it does the job how I need it to be done. Okay, this is looking a little bit too bronzed, so I'm going to just try and like diffuse the product with this brush. And if I have to, I'll go back in with my beauty blender or foundation brush and just try and like fix that there. I don't hate it. I feel like this is what I want my look to do normally, but like it just never happens. But like this is what I want from it. You know what I mean? I don't hate it. I just look very tan today. Okay, I think I dipped too much into it. I think that's the problem. I dipped my brush too heavy into the product, and then everything just went like insane. And now here we are. Okay. It actually looks kind of good. So now we're going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Blush in the shade. Why can't I find the shade? Where's the shade at? Fake the Flush. It's right underneath if I would have read that. Fake the Flush. This is what we're going in with. So I'm going to put that on the back of my hand so it can stain my hand and not my face. I'm going to go in with the back of my beauty blender that desperately needs cleaned. And I'm just going to start patting on my face. I have used this before, like once or twice, and I, like, from the moment I started using it, really liked it. Like, I was, like, immediately hooked into this, so I knew it was a product I would, like, use consistently, and surprisingly, I will use a cream blush. It's a bronzer and a highlight that I never gravitate toward, but a cream blush, I think I put too much on the first time, so I'm going to try and go in a little bit lighter this time. I want to build up to the heavy product, not start with the heavy product and then be left like my bronzer. I went a little bit too much with the bronzer and then I got like overwhelmed and like, this is so pretty right in through here. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I think this combination of makeup is honestly like, it's the best. It's the best. It's the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter in the shade Cloud. I was super excited to get this whenever I found it. Like I really wanted to get it. I really wanted to try it out. And now I'm just kind of like, okay, like, that's great. I haven't used it. Oh, haven't used it a whole lot. Okay, this can be either a disaster or it's going to look great. I haven't used it much. It is thundering. Ooh, I drove home in the rain. Luckily, not too much rain, but I definitely drove home in some rain. Like, my wipers were going, not quite as hard as they were yesterday, let me tell you. But they were going. And I was like, just let me get home and then you can rain. And then it stopped on my, like, right whenever I was pulling in my driveway. And now I feel like it's going to pick back up again. Which, honestly, my flowers would definitely appreciate getting more water than what I ever give them. Or my plants. I have plants and vegetables. No, I only have one flower. Hopefully the rain will help water it more than I do. This actually looks nice, except... like, whenever I kind of like, okay, now it's kind of blended in. Because at first I could see, like, where I put it. And, like, it blended in, but not all of it. So, like, it had this weird, like, there's, like, an under textured, like, under look to it. I can kind of see it right here. Where, like, you can kind of see, like, the product versus the glow. And not saying that I, like, don't hate that. Because I feel like that's what a powder highlighter does. But this is just kind of, like... I don't know. I think I might go over the top with a powder highlight, honestly. And I wasn't going to do that to the other products. I was just going to let them, like, do what they do and put a setting spray on top and that be it. Because I hate whenever people use a cream or a liquid product and then they'll use this bronzer and then they'll go in with a normal powder bronzer. What is the point of using this if you're going to use the powder bronzer? People do that with blush. And I'm like, was your liquid blush not good enough? What's the point of packing on all these products if they're not going to work properly? Use just one. If you know the powder one's going to work right, use that one. Like, and I feel like that's what my problem is with people that hate powder products. Is that, like, they still rely on them to give them that oomph. And I'm like, but powder products won't let you down unless they suck. But they realistically won't let you down. Going over top with the Revlon Skin Lights highlighter in Daybreak Glimmer. And I'm just kind of lightly tapping that in places where I want it to be highlighted. Okay, so then we're going to do our brows. I think this needs to be fixed. Oh my gosh. Once it gets so far in the hair, there's like, you just have to rip it, honestly. And I don't like rip it out of my head, but I feel like that's the option you get there. Lately, I've been using the ColourPop Brow Boss brow pencil, retractable brow pencil, in the shade Brunette. And I feel like it's giving me like the best brows. Like, I'm honestly like loving these brows. And I don't honestly know if there's any difference in when I use a different brow product versus this one. But I just noticed that whenever I use this one, I really like my brows. So this has kind of become like my go-to brow product. And I really like, I have to say, I'm very sloppy when it comes to my brows because clearly I'm filling in. I'm honestly just touching up and filling in bald spots. And there's really not that many. There's like 2 spots on each brow that just needs a little bit of like an oomph. And like sometimes I just go a little too ham. Like up here, I just went a little too harshly. And I love that a brow product you can just like run your finger over and it just kind of takes it all away. Like it's such a nice like, I don't know, perk, addition, what have you. It just like makes the product so much better that it's just like, it's the best. And I honestly like, I just have to, I'm appreciative, honestly, because it just like, it makes me less frustrated about the fact that my brows don't match and that sometimes I hate them. I've been told by a lot of people that I have really nice brows and I've never had to like make brows. I've always just had brows. Like this is literally what my brows are all the time. Growing up even, like this is what I was born with. So like it's hard for me to like be appreciative that whenever people are like, oh, it looks so nice. And I'm like, I don't like them that much. I want brows I have to draw on. Like I saw a video of this guy that was like promoting men wearing makeup just to like fix areas, touch up your beard, touch up facial hair, fill in stuff. And he was like filling in his brows and like he had like this part of the brow and he just needed to do like this much more, and he was like just literally doing the brow strokes, and I was like, this is what I want my brows to be, where I have the room to experiment but not enough room that like I have no brows, because I feel like that's a hard starting point to go from, is having nothing. And I couldn't imagine like being a drag queen or being anybody who has no brows that draws them on, how difficult that must be. Like mad props to you all, I have to say. Okay, so let's put our Putty Eye Primer on. This is like the only eye primer I've been using lately. I really like my Maybelline eye primer, but this one is just kind of like my go-to. But I got an email from e.l.f. this morning that said all of our super products get free shipping. So I was like, what's a super product? Let me go on and look. Well, I found out quickly that a super product is their like super line of skincare. And I was like, well, I don't really buy skincare from e.l.f. I have what I use and like I like what I have, and I'm just gonna stick with that. Like I'm not really in the market to get new skincare, honestly, so I'm just gonna keep using what I have available to me. Like today's filming day is rough and I have not filmed in quite a while, so I feel like this is kind of like my karma, that like, hey, if you would film a video anytime soon, like you wouldn't have these problems. But so I found out that like the products I wanted weren't considered like with the free shipping. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go on, see what new products they have, maybe purchase some stuff, because I did get paid today. So I feel like today would be like the best day to honestly like try to buy something. And I really want to try out the new face thingy that's the Charlotte Tilbury like dupe. I really want to try it. But I was like, oh, it's $14, and then I have to add stuff for free shipping, and then I don't know. And like sometimes on certain websites, and e.l.f. is no exception, I want the option to pick out like 20 items and get like, spend $5, get a box that you unload, and there's like thousands of stuff. Because I hate when you order and stuff's so expensive, or you have to get the shipping and you end up with like 3 items or 2 items or whatever. It's like very depressing. I want like a big overload, but without spending all this money, because I'm poor and I'm cheap. So I went and looked at their no budge eyeshadow, like their cream eyeshadow pots. They're basically in pots like this, but they're cream eyeshadows, and they had a white one, and I was like, I could get that for Halloween. I could get that for setting underneath a bright base. Like if I use rainbow colors, like that'll be perfect. And then I saw they had one that was like a nice brown, like a nice nude brown, something I would use every day. And I was like, better add that to my cart. But then I was like, I'm going to hold off on buying it. But now that I'm talking myself into it, I'm probably going to go purchase it later. Today for eyeshadow, we're going in with the Maybelline shadow blocks. I have the shadow block in North 3rd and Bedford Avenue. I think that's what this one is. It's the one that looks like this. Very neutral. Obviously, you go past and you're like, that has Tawny's name written all over it. That's the one she would get. I wanted a basic one, and I knew I didn't want the pinky purple one, because honestly, I love those pinky purples, but like, I never gravitate towards small palettes like that. So I went ahead and got this one. I've heard bad things about these from 2 different YouTubers, and I've not seen a lot of talk about them otherwise. And I've slowly come to realize that if a product's good, you'll hear about it all the time. Like the new e.l.f. product, you hear about it everywhere because everybody can't stop raving about it. But these things, I've heard about twice. Like literally, that's the only time I've ever heard about these. But I honestly don't mind them. I got this one, and I'm not expecting much. Like, literally, you get 3 shades, and I'm like, I kind of hate the thought of that because, like, 3 is not much. But there might be somebody who, like, could take this on the go, and that's all you get. So you get this matte shadow that's, like, good for all over the lid or in your crease, which is what I did today, was just all over the lid and the crease. And then you get this really nice gold highlight, which I haven't used this one yet, but I feel like it's actually pretty cute. And then I've used this, I've already used part of this, so I do apologize. It's not totally new. Had it, and I've used it a little bit, but we can still kind of work around that. And then there's this really pretty chocolate brown shade. This is really nice to put on your outer corner, and I'm pretty sure that's the look I'm going to do today. But I've been really liking this combo, this, like, block set. I think I just went in with a separate highlighter because I wanted something a little bit more poppin'. So I found something else from a different palette. But honestly, this isn't terrible, and I don't hate it. Like, I don't think it's the best thing ever. And for like $13, because I bought this at Ulta, so I paid the penny. But, so it's kind of, like, it was really expensive, and I was kind of irked about that because I'm like, you know, I've heard negative things, and for them to charge $13 for 3 shadows and, like, this little block, like, the block is cute in itself. Like, I honestly like keeping it out on my desk and stuff. But, like, to rip you off that much is just kind of, like, irritating. I don't feel like people would hate it as much if it were cheaper. That's my personal opinion. Like, it would be understandable that you're paying $5 and it sucks. But paying $13 or anything more than that, honestly, like, would still be outrageous, clearly, because you're getting 3 shades. But, like, I haven't really seen why people don't like it. I've just seen that people don't like it. Like, Emily Noel, I know she had talked in an Instagram story that, like, it, I guess, like, just didn't do much for her. So that's why she didn't like it, but I'm not sure which block she used because this one has a really deep brown, and I don't see how you could think that it doesn't have much pigment to it. Like, this is one, though, that, like, I feel like the more I blend, the more I wash it away. So I can't blend too harshly, but I'm honestly not much of a blender. So, like, this is perfect for me because then it just, like, what you're blending is what you're getting, and I'm okay with that. Like, okay, so I have a never used before product. Never touched it. Well, I've never used it, but I have opened it to look at it. It's the new NYX Ultimate Glow Shots. It's a brightening liquid eyeshadow. I got mine in the shade High Key Likey. It is really hard to pop out of the tube. You really have to, like, pull on it. Don't care for that. My Ulta had these a couple weeks ago, but they didn't have any of the neutral shades. And I was like, those are the only ones I would buy. I would never buy a blue, like, glittery liquid shadow thing. Like, why would that would never gravitate toward me. So I'm like, I need something nude. And this is one that I feel like I could use, like, all over the lid, in the inner corner, on my brow bone. Like, I could use it pretty versatilely. So I feel like it would be, like, worth checking out. This is what it looks like. Look at that glow. Oh my gosh. I haven't really heard much about this except from NYX themselves. So if it sucks, then I honestly don't know. But, like, you can't really trust what a brand specifically themselves say because you just don't know if it's, like, good or if they're just promoting it. Because brands tend to do that. Makeup Revolution is good for that. They'll promote their banana loose powder and then be like, oh my gosh, look how good it is. And their face literally looks like their skin tone's this and their under eyes are, like, bright like this. Not quite as green, but you know what I mean? Like, people, they got so much hate in the comment section because I was like, I hope I'm not the only one that thinks this looks awful. And everybody in the comment section was like, this is not even, like, you can see the yellow on this girl. It's raining now. raining heavy. So I'm going to go with this product on a flat brush. It's the AOA Studio brush in the E23. I'm just going to put it down here, and I'm going to go and put it on my inner corner and then kind of blend it out a little bit toward my outer corner, like the outer part where it's a little bit darker, but not too much because I don't want the colors to like mix. I just want them to touch, basically. It's not bad, but I honestly feel like I got nothing on this brush. Like nothing came on, nothing did anything. And okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more, try it again, and if not, we're gonna go in with the doe foot. This was a little better. I don't hate it, but it's honestly not giving me much. And for a cream liquid product, I feel like I should be getting more than this. Like, honestly, this is crap. Hope it doesn't stain my eyelid. Okay, we're going to put it on like this. I don't really like direct stuff like this for eye products, just because your eye is such like a sensitive part of your face, and that like one wrong move and you could be blind. So I'm like being extra careful, and now that I've been watching Hiram videos, he says that you're not supposed to be too rough with your eyes, so that I'm like being extra careful because Hiram says so. Like, okay, this is a lot better putting it on the eye. I'm still going to be a lot like careful, like I was really gentle putting it on, but it's starting to get kind of patchy. Do we see this? Okay, so look at like, whenever I'm like blending it out, I feel like it's kind of just like, I don't know. This eye looks pretty good. Okay, let me try and use your finger. It's not really coming off on my finger too much. So that's good. Okay, I'm going to go back in with this brush and blend into this color. Okay, I don't hate it, but I have to say, oh no. Do we see that? Can we fix? How did that happen? I didn't. Oh no. Oh no. That is not coming off my face. Okay. I used my sponge and it didn't do too much damage to my face. Okay. I literally don't know how that got right there on my cheek. I did not feel anything fall. Don't know. So, the product. I like the way it looks. I have to say, I think it's a really pretty shade. I think it looks really nice. It's like a nice bright color. I honestly don't know how much I paid for it. There was no price tag around it. I just bought my stuff and got out. It's not horrific, so I would say definitely check it out if you're interested. But I'm still like, let me see. I have the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And not saying that you have to like buy one or the other, because honestly, the Glam palette is super expensive for what it is. Like, but I have a shadow in here. I believe it is Inner Corner, the one right here, that literally does the same exact look that this does. So like, I don't feel like I need this liquid product, especially one that like is so finicky like it is, because honestly, shadows are just easier for me to work with. But this did dry down really well, but like, it looks nice. I feel like this combination looks really nice, but I'm still just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. It looks pretty, but is it worth the extra effort? That's my biggest, like, I don't know. Okay. This brush is so small. It's so easy to lose. I've lost it once before, and I'm like, I know I put it back in my little cup, but I don't know why I can't find it. So I'm going to go in with this gold shade, and I'm going to use this to put on the inner corner and then my brow bone. Okay, that blends very nicely together. They work very well together. So this is actually really pretty. People that were hating on this block trio, I really need to watch a video to see why you were hating on it, because I'm not quite understanding. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Curl Bounce Mascara. It's the Colossal Curl Bounce. I know a lot of people that don't recommend this, but honestly, I'm really liking this mascara. I think it looks really nice. It applies a nice curl. It doesn't take too many layers to get like something decent. I don't stack mine like crazy high. I honestly just put like 1 or 2 layers on and then I just let it go, because I know that I'm not wearing false lashes. And like, I've just come to terms with the fact that my eyelashes are what they are. As long as it looks nice up close, I don't care. As long as I like it, what the F, you know? But I think this actually looks really nice. I just wish this tube would stand, so I have to hold it, and I'm not crazy about that, but that's just me causing issues. But like, it's really not that bad, and I'm surprised I liked it, because I was in the market for a curl mascara a couple months ago, and like, I wanted to find one that would like give me a nice curl, because I felt like my lashes weren't doing that for me at the time, and that's kind of what I thought I needed for them, and maybe still do. That's just kind of where my mind was at. So I went and tried this because I saw it was new, saw somebody used it, and I liked the way it looked on theirs. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get this. Well, nobody's talking about it, but I think you should be at least a little bit, because this is honestly not that bad. And I feel like it definitely gives the curl that I'm like looking for. So I actually really like this. I would definitely recommend this. And I usually get mine in like blackest black, or whatever the darkest shade is, because I like a black mascara, but that's just my opinion. For setting spray, and then we'll do our lips, I think I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus, and then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. This one has become like a really big favorite of mine, and I like can't stop using it. I feel like it's replaced a lot of others that like kind of got stagnant for me, and it kind of like filled that gap that I needed from them, but it like made me excited to use it, because like I've been using this one nonstop for a while, and I was just like, this is my like new go-to setting spray now, you know? And like, I wish it was a continuous. I don't think it's a continuous. I think it's like you have to keep spraying. That'd be like the one way it could like take over the Morphe continuous setting spray one, since I don't use it anymore. But it's not too bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the setting sprays now. I really like the way that looks. I really do. You know, I have to say, ever since I found out that the MAC Plus fixing spray, whatever, the Fix Plus, I couldn't honestly remember the name. I don't know why, but ever since I found out that it is a fixing spray and not a setting spray, I've been kind of upset about it. I've been a little sad, because like I want it to be a setting spray, and I understand like the difference in the two, and like why it's still a good thing that it is a fixing spray, but part of me is like, but I wish you would set my makeup though, you know, so I don't have to do an extra second step. And I know some people don't always do the second step, but I just prefer to, because it makes me, you know, like I like it. So for lips, you could probably figure this out if you've been on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. The Maybelline Super Stay Vinyl Ink, and I have this in the shade Lippy. These lip products, I have been like back and forth, not hating them, but like back and forth on like if I love them or if I just like them. So I used this one day, and I was like in and out of the house. I forget what I was doing, probably eating a lot, because that's what I do. And I had to reapply this 3 times, because I would keep getting like the line, like the outer line, and then the inside was empty. So I'd have to keep refilling it in. And I didn't like that, because I want a liquid lipstick. That's literally what I want. And this was not giving me that. And I thought it was supposed to do that, but maybe I'm just like mistaken, and I'm not quite understanding what this product actually is supposed to do. Maybe that's just my problem. So then I used it another time. I think it was this shade, and I didn't have to reapply at all. I wore it for like 10 plus hours one day while I went to work, did a home visit, came home, ate dinner, and it looked great. And I was just like, you know, and it like wore off, but not in a way that like, it didn't wear off like it did the first time I tried it. It wore off. It like kept showing up on my water bottle, like from the spout, but then I'd go in the mirror, like in the bathroom mirror, and look, and like my lips were still, it was almost like a lip stain. That's kind of what I was getting from it. And I don't know like what the lip vinyl thing is supposed to mean. Apparently you're supposed to shake them. I didn't know that, so maybe this will change the product. I saw somebody shake it one time, and I was like, am I supposed to shake it? So I'm going to go ahead and put this all on my lips. I really like that it's that really lightweight formula. I feel like that's like really nice and like it's different, and I like that because a lot of times I'm so used to like liquid lipsticks that are so goopy and like thick, and like now that I've seen this, I'm like, maybe I don't really like that as much. So this has kind of become my like new go-to lip product. I can't really say liquid lipstick or lipstick because it's not quite either one. It's kind of like in between, and like I don't hate it. I like it. Whole face, really like the foundation, really like the primer. Concealer's really good. I didn't use powder all on my face, and maybe I should have since I used a bunch of cream products. But I really like the way that bronzer looks on me. I honestly don't hate it. The blush was really nice. The highlighter, honestly, I could live without, but I've already purchased it, so like I might as well just keep using it. Brows look nice. My eyes look really good. I have to say, I'm not wild about that NYX one. Oh, do you see? I have like a bubble. What the F is this? Unless you need one of these colors, steer clear of this, honestly. Like, I don't know what the F that was. I'm a little traumatized right now. In the next video you see of mine, I might have one eye. I like my eye look. I honestly like these blocks. I don't know why people hate them, so I'm going to have to do some more research to see actually why. I personally like them, except for the price point. I think the price point's way too high for what it is. Fixing spray's good. Mascara is really good. I really like it, so I would definitely like to tell you to check it out. And the lip product is great. So let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell down below so you get notified on when I upload my next videos. Stay tuned for that one, guys, and I will see you then. Bye.